Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crusaders of the Lost Idols weekly live stream. I'm your host, Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders and the community manager for Coding Entertainment, and I'm joined by the lead artist on Crusaders, Kat.
Good morning.
So we'll be going over the pumpkin coloring sheets already so quick, and then we'll be teasing the event Crusader for next week.
Yeah. So the pumpkin sheets were a lot of fun. I liked seeing all the different variations that we're going to go through. Yeah, I hope other people liked it. It seemed to be intuitive enough. You know, people seemed to get what I was going for. So this first one flipped one of the mouths upside down to be very unhappy, and it looks real good. And the little texture on the pumpkin itself is also really good.
Yeah, it's a cool little pumpkin.
This one's cute. Lots of little happy Halloweens, and yeah, I don't know. I like it. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Grumpy and swirly eyed. Oh yeah, this one's super cool. I unfortunately forget whose this was, but they weren't jazzed by my sample faces, which is fine. So they did their own thing, and it looks really cool. I think it was based on some kind of mythological creature. I forget though. But it looks super good. And purple, green, orange, my favorite color triad. Definitely approve of that. Yeah.
Definitely one fancy pumpkin.
Yeah. And a nice little plain pumpkin. That's fine.
No, that's what we were asking for with just having the pumpkin on a sheet by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. Oh, right. Yeah, it was somebody who decided to just do every sheet on its own. It's like, hey, you went through the effort to do it. We'll show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I understand if it was too hard to, like, you know, copy and paste and stuff like that if you're not, you know, super digital art savvy and if you don't have a printer and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
definitely, you know, it still counts. There's a fun one, green and red and orange. Yeah, I think this was my sample pumpkin for the PSD layered one.
Right.
Which is also fine. You know, it's easier again if you don't know all the other little things, or if you don't have the time. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's all fine. I do like the swirl is pink, stands out. And I think it was the same person did a couple versions, which again is fine. I do like the blue eyes matching with the blue stem. And this one's just kind of all over the place. Very minimal colors, looks good.
Although if it's the same pumpkin, why is the mouth candle and the eye candle? You got 2-layer candle in there, you put some cardboard.
Yeah, maybe they put like a clear plastic filter or something. Like that'd be a lot of work, but I mean I've seen some jack-o'-lanterns that have crazy amounts of work put into them.
Oh yeah.
I like this one because someone took it, like it was intended to be a mouth and they made it a giant cyclops eye, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's really cool looking.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that is cool to see with, like, okay, here's how I intended this thing, and this is how people have parsed it or decided to use it. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I like to see a lot. It's just interesting to me. And this one's really cute. They drew in a little tongue. Looking real good.
Yeah.
A little Kirby gourd. It's pink, so I'm not sure it could be a pumpkin, but it's very cute.
Yeah.
And a nice sort of almost traditional kind of pumpkin, you know, definitely thinking of like elementary school and just do very, very simple shapes. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. Simple is not bad.
Yeah, no, simple looks cool sometimes.
And then next to this one, where I would guess this was full chain, yeah, just always going all the way into it with shading and a little bit of texture, and resized some of the given not palette, but
Shapes, mouths.
shapes. Yeah. And then made the swirly one into a little nose. It's very
Yeah, it's
it's
adorable.
so silly looking, but in a great way. The little cheeks. Yeah. It's wonderful. Ah, yes. And there was someone who had, I believe it was someone with two kids, that actually cut them out and pasted them, which made me really happy because that was kind of the original conceit in my head.
Yeah, it's Starinda Silexi.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was this one, and yeah, this next one. And yeah, I'm really glad that at least somebody did it that way. And I hope it was a lot of fun for you and the kidlets. That one's fun. It's got like paint coming down off it with purple.
Yeah.
And it's just so happy.
It's a very happy pumpkin.
Yeah. That's great. Ah, yes, the squiggles pumpkin. It had to be somewhere, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's good. I like the additional little clown cheeks. And that's the last one. So again, I really liked this particular set of coloring sheets. I think there was a lot of really good creativity.
Yeah.
And I hope people had fun with it. And I've got the base sketch down, and going to be teasing Mama's Monster. It's going to be the next Crusader. And of course now I'm done my spiel, so ask all of your questions of Erika or myself, and yeah, chill out, have a good time.
Yeah. So we got regulars in chat. We have Starinda, JS Random Numbers, Leptmus, Stormcrow, Not Worth the Effort, Gragatrim. Kotlathi says, "Hey all, good evening. Just wanted to share I've recently become father for the third time. Have a good day, everyone."
Aw, congrats.
Congrats. And the raffle is currently running. It looks like pumpkins galore is the code word that Jay chose this morning. So if you win that, you get 5 runic chests.
Nice.
Nice. Soy Juice Esports. Why was this broadcast intended for mature audiences? Well, we do our best to be professional, but there can be swearing, even though chat's not allowed to swear. I might. So we just want to be safe.
I also do my best not to, but I have a filthy mouth. So
Well, at least your camera's not capturing the entirety of your t-shirt.
there is that. Yeah, you would not that yeah, my t-shirt
it's
not for all audiences.
No, it's but the Stormcrow Tavern dude was really happy he was allowed to make it, which was adorable. Not worth the effort. Are we allowed to ask the Twitch mod questions? If you have questions for Jay, I guess you can ask them. They may not answer. But yeah, Jay does know some stuff to help and might have the answer. The Real Muppet, Erika and Kat, I wrote to you in support today. I've had a chest following me around for a couple days. Is this something intentional or a graphical error? I saw the screenshots. I will have Kevin look into it. But it's an error. Usually it goes away on reloading the game. So that it's persisting through reloading the game. Are you doing the same things every time? Like, I know for one player who reported it in the past, it can turn up when they complete missions while they're sprinting. So are you constantly completing missions while you're sprinting? Any details on that would help. Troubleshooting why it's sticking around on you. Not worth the effort. I was wondering, is there a particular reason that we don't have an official Crusaders Discord? Because Idle Champions has one.
We don't really have the manpower on just the Crusaders team to moderate a Discord.
Yeah, that's true, because like Dylan and Margaret and Sean and myself idle on the Idle Champions Discord, and my bandwidth is pretty well taken up with the Reddit and tickets and everything else Crusaders related, so we just don't have any bandwidth for making our own Crusaders Discord. Also, because Idle Champions was more popular, it was easier to make it an official channel, like actually get all the official Discord support for it. I don't know if Crusaders would actually make the cut for getting an official designation. Bellcac210. Hello, Erika and Kat. How are you doing? Any abilities you can tease about the new Crusader? My regards to Kevin.
Hello. I'm doing pretty good. It was nice, although weird, to have like a middle of the week holiday yesterday for Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice. It was a little like extra recharge.
Yeah, no, we're doing well. Tease the Crusader ability. Well, he's gonna be DPS, so... We're going to try and make him a step out from Xiaolong with his DPS abilities. The Croth, maybe? How did you manage to balance the difficulty so well? Justin is a mastermind of numbers, so he grokked the clicker heroes balance, and then he's like, I'm gonna do a little bit of a take on this. So like he got like the opening part of the game pretty well balanced. Legendary items kind of knocked it a little bit off balance. And then dungeons, just a bunch of idle collection, but yeah, we're doing our best with the balance wise. But like, yeah, the beginning of the game is really nicely balanced until you get into legendaries. Cassius, hey ladies, am I the only one imagining Button Master Ian asking if he can help with the current objective with a smile on his face, and then being asked, do you have 1000 EP? Oh, he does look like he wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
Button Master Ian is the new Desert Bus Crusader. Donations are open and they start busing tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Hopefully for beating last year's record, but you never know. Donations might not happen this year. We'll see. I think they can break their record, don't you?
Yeah, they've done it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
I remember.
So yeah, Button Master Ian, his thing is he always makes the dance button because Desert Bus has a dance button. So one of his equipment is the button itself, going through like some Skookum stages up to Legendary, and then he has some dance or party related abilities, so you can check out Button Master Ian by donating to Desert Bus, and you also get the past 4 Crusaders as well. Not worth the effort. Just one question this time. Would the new talents related to sprinting be exclusive to dungeons or regular free plays too? Well, sprint applies to the free plays and dungeons, so it wouldn't be exclusive to dungeons. And then they have their mandatory Magical Girl Crusader add-in request. That's 2 questions, isn't it?
A question and a request. Yeah, that is still definitely on my mind. I appreciate your consistency.
Starinda, are we getting a new Reddit post for Taskmasters 2, or should we post on the Graveyard post? There will be a new Reddit post later this morning. I didn't get to it before the stream. Rusty Knight, I wanted to throw out the idea of a Winter Shogun analog, almost like a Jack Frost, as a possibility of a Crusader or a skin, if that was okay.
Yeah, it's totally okay. We like having ideas from the community, so thank you. We will put that in the back pocket. Even if it doesn't show up, now, there's always other times.
Catching up on chat, just seeing if the raffle's been won. Oh, Hardball UK says, "Good morning, ladies. Hope you and your team are keeping well."
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're doing good, thank you.
Bandria says, "Hi there. Keep up the good work." There's the raffle. .1498011 won the giveaway.
Well, congrats.
Hoftity, do you guys play that elevator background music that we hear while watching the stream, and can you hear it? It is one of our Shards of Titan soundtracks that is running, and I do hear it in my headphones.
I do not. That's because I am calling in remotely.
Yeah. Not worth the effort. Curse my curiosity. Will the new tier 6 be a new double tiger like the twins are? Yeah, the two heads are pretty obvious there. Yeah, it'll be double male, double orc. Rusty Knight, this Crusader Kat is drawing looks nifty.
Thank you.
And because all those players were asking for a real turkey skin for Robo Turkey, I just can't help imagining they're trying to eat Robo Turkey.
Oh no.
Xlade, hiya guys. Will the upcoming sprint talents make us able to get in 3 runs a day up from the 2 that's only possible at the moment? It might help. I mean, you still have to do a majority of the areas over time, right? Like, sprinting to area 5000 only cuts off, what, an hour and a half? So, probably doesn't help you get too far. The Croth, why do monsters occasionally approach from the left? There's no monsters that spawn from the left. They all come from the right of the screen.
New strange bug?
That would be a really strange bug. Maybe they mean there's an escort in the formation? Because even... Oh, well, I guess Kovu's squirrel spawns from the formation.
None of the Crusaders who spawn, like, extra monsters, they just spawn with...
They spawn with the monster waves, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Spawning from the left. That's really weird. Hoftity, I played Shards of Titan all the way to the end game. Cool. And I noticed when monsters die in Crusaders, they sound like monsters dying in Shards. I wonder why. Also, we need more dwarves.
Do we? Okay.
It is one of the rarer tags along with undead.
Yeah.
But we're also low on elves, I think. So it's like, that'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, there's only so much room to make new characters.
Cassius. So the new Crusader is basically too bad from He-Man. That sounds argumentative.
I can't say one way or another because I never watched He-Man.
I watched a bit of He-Man, but that was like decades ago, so...
I don't know. I don't think a two-headed Frankenstein-y monster is super original, so that, that's okay. There are bound to be derivatives and inspirations and things like that. So
Yeah. Oh, it's because Too Bad had two different colors, so it looked like Siamese twins. So,
huh.
cartoons and Siamese twins probably not handled well.
Yeah, I get that. No, this is meant to be a Frankenstein-y monster, and they are multiple colors, but they share colors between heads and body, and they're all like different orc skin tones, basically.
Yeah. Slab McLeod huge. Robo Turkey. Show them Bzz, I'm a HAL 9000 neural network, a learning computer. Bzz, not meat. Not worth the effort, so will the Tier 7 Kane's Dinner Doom Crusaders be the bride of Tier 6? Maybe. That's next year's problem.
Yeah, I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
But yeah, I just wanted to orc DPS, and Kat's like, oh, Mama Kane's a mad scientist. Hey, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, that is basically how it went.
The Kroth. Maybe not the left of the screen, but it appears more towards the middle. I really do. Like, if you're on the invisibility cloak objective, the monsters are invisible until you click them to show up. So if you're not clicking them until you're hitting the formation, it might be it. Otherwise, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for more reports. Denoya Fire. Occasionally I have seen monsters seem to drift over from the left. They're not moving normally. Huh. That might be like artifacting from sprinting too much. Maybe it's just time to reload the game. Razor01 just wanted to say that the game is really good. The game design is very great. It's stimulating, but I find a bug in the runic system. I don't really know how I do it, but with the lag, I put rune with 1 or 2 more levels than I was supposed to have in my Crusaders. Yeah, that's also on Kevin's to-do list to look into the save calls. In the meantime, you really just want to be idling on an area, or ideally with pause on pop-ups enabled when playing with the runes, just so you don't accidentally double rune stuff. Dragon Slayer 96. Can we have a Crusader that has all of the rare tags? Wow. Well, I kind of tried that with Nargol because he's a dwarf orc. Clicker. That didn't work out so well. So I think we just have to go with like 1 race, maybe 2 race. If the races combining makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I think doing sort of half-breed races is fine, but, more than like 2 gets unwieldy.
Yeah. Michael Myers. That's a cute name. Any chance of bosses dropping rune chests? No, because you guys kill so many bosses. We want rune chests to be a little rarer than that. Orange Ice 7. Good morning, Erika and Kat. Newbie here. How do I view all the Crusaders I have and their details in game? You would just have to swap between all the Crusaders. If you don't have enough gold at the beginning of an objective, we did add the option that shows up in the options menu after you've done 20, maybe 25 resets. It gives you the button to show the entire bench. So even if you don't have enough gold to buy the Crusader in seat 36, you can still see the entire bench of Crusaders that you own with that option enabled. And then that will allow you to swap between the Crusaders and check them out. You can also check them out on the mission screen a little bit. You got the entire list of Crusaders, and depending on the mission you're on, it'll tell you their gear and their tags, and even their EP if you're lucky. But there's not really like a good one-stop shop for seeing all the Crusader details. Greg and Trim, I asked some involved questions in the Reddit Q&A last week and this week. Yeah, was wondering if you had any time to think about them. Very curious to hear your responses. Yesterday was a holiday, so I will be thinking about them this afternoon. Greg and Trim, I dig the light bulb that appears to be coming out of one of their heads.
Thank you. They both have a light bulb. Yeah. I think it looks pretty neat in their animation.
Billcac 210, will the new sprint reach area 5,000? That's the current planning. I might change it by the time new talents roll out. We'll see. Cassius, you'll know when to expect enemies from the left when the Crusader formation slots are mysteriously more central than usual. Could be a good special objective. We don't plan on spawning monsters from the left. That would just be really confusing. Hoff Diddy, after the faster screen transition upgrade, if you have the game music on while sprinting, the background music will break and you'll only hear nothing but feet walking. Bug has been there since release of faster screen transition, but you're the only one who plays with the music on, Hoff Diddy. So it's been a low priority bug to look into. Green Samurai 23, any idea what software the launcher will use? Adobe Air like the Bushwhacker one? Yeah, it has to use Adobe Air to keep running Flash. So, yeah, it's basically exactly like the Bushwhacker one. Basically like the Steam one. Steam also uses Adobe Air. So it's just if you want to be on the Codename account or if you want to be on the Steam account. Rusty Knight, Kat, did you enjoy making the new skin design for Gemthel?
Yeah, it was actually kind of a challenge, and took quite a bit longer than I expected, but I'm happy with the results. I think usually things that take me longer are things that I end up caring more about, because then I get all finicky and I want it to be great. So despite it being kind of not great because it can be a bit of a setback, it's sort of a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. That looks really cool.
Thanks.
Slab McLartude, a Halloween Crusader for Tier 7 that is a Frankenstein type that is literally made of pieces from Tiers 1 to 6 would be pretty great.
That would be something. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something. Not worth the effort. Can we have a love child of a leprechaun and an orc?
I mean, it's possible, I guess.
Would it be short for the leprechaun, or would it just be an orc that has a leprechaun tag?
I mean, it's hard to say just off the bat, and it would also depend on, like, what event it's for and what its actual, like, role would be. Because, like, just having two races isn't enough theming, because then they can be anything. Still want to nail down on, like, a profession or something like that.
Right. Billcac 210, would you be willing to disclose the slot where the new Crusader will be at? No, I don't want to tease that yet. Dragon Slayer 96, any way to increase the amount of rune chests we can get each week after a few weeks of getting all 10 chests? Just turn any meaningful progress into a long wait. No, we're pretty happy with 10 free ones a week. I mean, you can always send your double double mission reward ruined Crusaders on the missions for rune chests. See if you can double up, get maybe 12 chests a week. But yeah, runes are meant to be a long burn. Long burn. Graph Edge, a Crusader suggestion: a dragon leprechaun Crusader. Design it like the leprechaun riding a dragon over the rainbow.
Not sure about that one. Leprechaun dragon, sure, perhaps. Not as two entities necessarily. Although I guess that's an option for if or when we want to do another like double tagged Crusader.
Yeah.
Have a Crusader with a mount.
And at least the leprechaun's small enough to fit on the dragon in the same sprite.
Might be the only one really that would work in that case.
Yeah.
Or a child, yeah.
Xlade, if you're looking to take Jiaolong's throne as DPS, does this mean these guys have something to rival the E400 gold that buffs Laden Clouds, not to mention the River Guardian buffs being really powerful? Can you tell something about what kind of ability you have in mind for this? We're still experimenting, but we'll keep those numbers in mind. Jay being funny. Just start putting babies on dragons. What could go wrong?
It's like baby Mario on Yoshi. That's basically a baby on a dragon, right?
Yeah. SOTF, last year there was talk about the Desert Bus Crusader starting with more EP. Surprised it didn't happen. Yeah, it just didn't happen. There's runes to help accelerate EP gaining now, and some of the Desert Bus Crusaders do match tags for EP missions, so there's already so much to explain for if anyone who's not a normal Crusaders player, like any of the normal Desert Bus audience is like, hey, I just want to have a Crusader. Having EP on them would just confuse everybody as well. Not worth the effort is the new tier 6 of projectile list. I can imagine it throwing body parts at monsters. No, it's not a projectile Crusader.
That's quite an idea, though.
Yeah. Cassius, speaking of asking for more stuff, legendary catalysts. If we're going to have to keep panic buying rune slots to deal with soulful escort style missions, a way to get more legendary catalysts would be helpful.
That's such a funny change from like
I have
everything.
Too many legendary catalysts.
I mean, I think that means we did something right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does sound like we did something right there. Legendary catalysts drop from jeweled chests, so you can just, stock up on jeweled chests and open a bunch. And if you have the material talent that increases the materials for missions, it does increase the amount of legendary catalysts you get from the legendary catalyst missions when you send those out. I guess the challenge token store legendary catalyst is not the best price, but it's there. If you really need it, it's there. I know some players have a stockpile of enormous amounts of challenge tokens, but there are probably players who have lots of legendary catalysts too. Yeah, I don't know. I think we did something right there with the legendary catalysts. Gragotrim, a few weeks ago we asked about the bonuses for buying the $50 to $70 packs. Did we have any time to think about improving the bonuses for those? It's not currently on our radar. But we'll keep it in mind. Razor001, when will the next event be? That's next week. Kedgear, for the record, it's very hard to get that E400 gold find, and you do need a lot of golden epics for that. Fair enough. Xlade, with Zhao potentially being dethroned, it means that any use of runes kind of comes to a standstill, as it feels wasteful to put runes into the meta Crusaders if these new guys change the Crusaders reuse. Well, that's why there's Rune Solvent, so if you have runes locked up on a Crusader, you can get them off if the meta changes. But we don't really want players changing runes as frequently as legendary catalysts and legendary items. Lexi Ree, what did Mama do to those poor orcs?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Mad science.
I mean, it's less stitches than you'd think, right? Because, like, some Frankenstein monsters have, like, so many skin grafts on them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she didn't use very good stitches. She used, like, the obvious stitches, right? She didn't use, like, the nice little, oh, let's hide these scars.
No, these are big, like, staples.
How is Kevin doing on the launcher? We're getting pretty close. He's just wrestling with the Mac one still. Because Mac is awesome. But yeah, the launcher should get released really soon in the next few days. Hoff Diddy, will there be a talent to get more jeweled chests and rubies from jewel chest and ruby missions, like there are for catalysts and for crafting materials? I wasn't planning on doing a talent for that, but that would be one way to get you guys more rubies from the missions, aside from the one objective that increases the amount of rubies. Jay says, Dabby-esque staple stitches. Ian Sam, is there a way to see all the submitted colored pictures? The only way right now would be to troll through all the Reddit threads. I'm not sure we have the server space on the codename page to host all the submitted entries. I'm not sure what legalities there would be too. Just troll through all the Reddit threads. They're still there.
Yeah, the most recent one has links to all previous ones, so it's not too bad to find them.
Yeah. Rusty Knight, I almost forgot. Will some of the legendaries from the next event be reworked like some of the emo New Moon ones were? Oh, did I get to that in my planning? If there's time, we'll get to Paul and Petra's epics. I think Robo Turkey still wants Mama Cane information too. If there's time, we'll look at them. Push Presto. Could Cricket Crow's Crawly Friends timer pause during screen transitions? Right now he punishes going fast. I don't think any timers pause during screen transition. So that would be like entirely new tech. So no. But we'll keep the request in mind.
To me, that just sounds like you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Between speed and creepy crawlies.
Well, if you're going that fast, then you don't need his ability yet, anyway. Like, if you're still sprinting areas, then you don't even need monsters to count as 2 items or double kills. Genoa Fire, I'm still grinding to get the Cricket Crow, though that isn't bad considering I've been playing for less than a year and had to run all the way up from tier 1 to tier 6.
Wow.
Wow.
Good job. Hope you get Crow.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a bit grindy, but for a player that's been playing less than a year and had to do all the other tiers of the objective, that's pretty impressive. Kedgear, also, while the Crusader is still a week away, please take into consideration that there might be people that stick to Jow because they have all the golden epics to boost gold find, and maybe those of us with only 1 to 3 propagation-related golden epics use the new Crusader. Potentially. I mean, like I said, we can try to bust people out of the meta. It doesn't always happen. Like, you guys preferred Jialong over Morrigan. That was fine. But there are a lot of Orc Crusaders and Orcs that boost DPS. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Cassius just had a weird thought. Did Mama build the new Crusader as, well, physically boy or physically girl? Gender is a construct just like them.
Well, in this case, they're both boys, both tagged male, more or less as a counterpart to Carmen and Petunia, so that we just have double females and double males. Maybe at some point we'll have a male-female or double non-binary or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Could always happen. Well, I don't know. We don't know for sure that Frankenstein made his monster a male, but they call it he and stuff in the book, right? So if we're leaning into the Frankenstein monster angle, we're just calling this dude he. Gragatrim, regarding the new talents, how are you expecting the scaling to go and the cost of them? There is at least one person breaking E24 idols today. They won't cost that much yet because I know not everyone's there. But they will take into account dungeon running at least a little bit in the pricing of the talents. Cadgear, alternate solution, provide us with more frequent golden epic acquisition options. There's always that. It would be nice to rework the store so that it actually could handle showing you guys more than one golden epic a la flash sales. So, we'll see. Xlade, are you guys happy with the current tempo people are going through the dungeons? Also, do you have a template as to how far you expect people to be at this point? Oh boy, when did dungeons launch? 3 weeks? I mean, players aren't posting as much about dungeons this time. The Steam thread is a little bit active, so seems like they're doing okay dungeon-wise, aside from sprinting for points, unintended consequence. But you know, you guys do you. But yeah, I expect most players to be able to reach level 21 at least by the end of the season. So we'll see. Lexi Ree, speaking of the Christmas Crusader, throwing the polar bear cough, Coke polar bear cough idea out there.
Righto.
Seiju Fallen, after the launcher is out, are new talents next on your priority list, or are the 5th slot runes up next? Probably talents. But first, Dinner of Doom. Not worth the effort. Will the new Ruby features actually allow us to collectively accumulate 300 rubies a week? Probably not that many. Do plan to go on back to releasing objectives for the permanent campaigns, so that'll help out Ruby collection as well. But it's like there's the new players with no Ruby stash, and then there's the old players with the Ruby stash that'll carry them through the next few months of buying those chests. So we'll see. Hoff Diddy, any tease on when we will get the first pack of 5th rune slots? I did want to do some for this year, but then Justin was like, well, you should release the 5th rune slots with Season 3. So, Season 3 doesn't start until January. So I'm still debating that advice in my head. Are there some 5th slot runes I want to release before the end of the year, and then like the major push with the 3rd season? We'll see what happens. Oh, cool. Green Samurai 23 won the giveaway.
Congratulations.
Keybert 73. Crooked Crow wasn't bad for me. That last tier 6 objective, though. What sadist came up with that? Me? Sometimes, like, if I'm, like, totally no ideas, Kevin is like, okay, I can think of something. But, yeah, I wanted to try out gating by EP points. And, we hadn't done Monsters Can't Be Hurt Until Hit by a Projectile for a while, so... I did find it faster than Crooked Crow, though. Not worth the effort. Wouldn't a double non-binary be a quadruple? Really?
Oh?
No?
What?
Maybe if they were thinking, like, the gender fluid? No. Because Alacrity has base and then flows through genders. I don't know. No, non-binary is, like, bad joke, I guess.
Yeah.
If we're going, like, binary math system, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know anything about that. Consider that a whoosh.
A whoosh, yes. Virus DK. There's already quite a few male-female plants. Wouldn't be new as far as tags go.
That's true. I forgot about that, actually.
Yeah, most plants do have dual genders. Virus DK. Could we get a hotkey to open the rune interface similar to how C opens crafting? It's a bit involved to get to, in my opinion. Yeah, we do want to add more ways to access the rune screen. I think we might have a hotkey available. I will check with Kevin about that for the hotkey. Dragon Slayer 96, though this is more for people who cannot do dungeons right now and during breaks between dungeons, but any chance for another DPS cap increase in the near future? Yeah, the DPS cap is on the radar. It just needs to rebalance the bonus boss idols to figure out how we want the formula to go, because as someone pointed out, if you reach area 14,000 normally on the free play objectives, that's too much bonus boss idols with the current calculations. So we do need to change the bonus boss idol formula for over area 6,000 so that it's comparable to dungeons, but not like face melting idol gain that blows the dungeons out of the water. X-Slade, well, we have something like uncapped talents for this tier. Magical training is keeping us occupied for now, but if you're capping it and capping the talents, the idols will lose value again. Yeah, that is the point about the uncapped talents, that they do give you idol sync, but there are players who don't like that they're not capped, which is partly why the talent update is being fun to plan. Green Samurai 23. If this is Mama's monster, is it then Detective's half-brother?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No question.
Adopted half-brother, right?
Something like that. I mean, definitely some form of sibling.
Sibling, yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not Kane is happy about that,
Cassius, if not the polar bear, maybe a Coke bottle that turns into an evil robot. Always disappointed me that Cola Galvatron was never a thing.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. But you guys don't want a transforming Crusader in your formation. That would probably like the game more. Also, that's a robot. Huh. That'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it would also have to be Coke adjacent bottle.
Yeah. But that's not that hard.
Kedgear, 2 half brothers, so a full brother.
Yeah.
Oh man, math. Xlade says, Erika, you could keep something like magical training as the only uncapped talent and put it at the bottom tier. I think people don't like the uncapped talents because they're strewn into all tiers, which hurts completionists' hearts. That's fair. Cassia says they meant can instead of Coke bottle. Makes more sense for robot-wise, because glass robot would be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Cassius, while I continue to de-panic my legendaries, any further thought on letting people lower legendary levels by 1? So many requests, so little time. I think the mission screen revamp comes before crafting revamp. Which comes after launcher and talents and other stuff. And events. Slab McLartuge. Uncapped liked magical training is fine, at least infinitely better than the others, because it continues to add actual DPS value as you invest the idols. All of the other ones have diminishing returns, which are rather aggressive. Fair point. SOTF, well, we have Robo Santa, perhaps Cyborg Mrs. Claus for Christmas. Hoftity, how about a Mega Crusader that is so big it takes up 2 formation slots? Some could take up a slot above or below, and some could take up a slot to the left or the right. So you couldn't just place the Crusader anywhere on the field you wanted if there wasn't enough space. But then it needs enough power to DC 2 Crusaders instead of just 1 Crusader.
Yeah, that's something that's come up in the past. And honestly, I think is an interesting idea, but I have talked about it with Kevin once or twice, and it's just like not possible tech-wise. It'd just be way too complicated with like
adjacencies too, yeah.
Yeah, adjacencies, formation abilities. Like, you really want to break the game?
Well, I mean, maybe as a bow, but yeah. No. 2 formation slots, a little too tricky. There's not even some formations that like... Well, yeah, because it's not... We try to keep it on the angle so that, aside from the Princess Pool Party one, which is straight, so it confuses players every year, with the adjacencies it produces, we try to have the slots skewed so you can at least see the adjacencies are diagonal. But yeah. Slab McLartuge, I agree with Xlade. When you add tier 7 talents, you should cap everything in tier 1 to 6, but have a talent dump like magical training in tier 7. Fair enough. Rusty Knight, or you could even move uncapped talents into their own 4th talent tree. I mean, there are times when I have wanted to redo the talent dialogue just so you could, like, squeeze more talents per tier, but that always gets shot down. But we can try talking about that again. Not worth the effort. Detective Kane, Mom Can I has a little brother. Mama Kane, we have little brother at home. Little brother at home is tier 6. So the weekend promo this weekend is the Crests of Power weekend promo with buffs to Snicket the Sneaky, Cicerone the Dragon Sorceress, Lyrian, Zombie Winter, and Queen Isorgnak, with the Golden Epic Crest item for Queen Isorgnak. Like I said, Desert Bus will actually start streaming tomorrow, but the donations are live. The idol buff you guys unlocked from the coloring sheets ends Tuesday, November 17th at noon. I will be putting up a new Reddit thread to capture your Taskmaster 2 sheets. You keeners found it after it went live with the Champions blog yesterday because it was already on the website. So we'll be collecting those in the new thread that will start on Reddit. And we do have Extra Life next week. I think we're still streaming on Thursday, though, because we don't have a Crusader stream scheduled during Extra Life, so.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, so we can still stream next Thursday, unless Dave has disassembled the streaming room for any reason.
Yeah.
So, as far as we know, today, we're still streaming next Thursday. And then, the Extra Life stream goes live at 9 a.m. Pacific on Friday, runs through 9 a.m. on Saturday. And there will be milestones for the Crusader donations. The Extra Life Taskmaster goes live next week, and then the first week of our proceeds, will be going to Extra Life. So if you guys want to check out that DLC pack when it drops. And it doesn't have jeweled chests in it. It has something else. So it's a good incentive to donate.
Tantalizing.
And yes,
while we don't have a Crusader stream slotted for Extra Life, I have 2 drawing segments where I'm going to be taking donations to live influence the thing that I'm drawing, probably monsters. I'm still sort of working out the kinks, but those will be at, I think there's one at 6 p.m. and then one at 4 a.m.
Yeah, the final schedule will be posted in our Extra Life blog and on the Extra Life pages of multitudes. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And we're teasing Mama's Monster for Kane's Dinner of Doom launches around next Thursday. So, Jay's saying the updated schedule. No. 4 a.m. for sure. It looks like a half-hour one for some reason. 3:30 to 4 p.m. That doesn't seem right. We need to talk with Dave about that. But yeah. 3:30 to 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
Dragon Slayer 96 asks, when we do another tier for talents, will it be linked to a certain area like the rest? If so, what would that area be? Yes, it would be linked to clearing an area. Brain does not remember right off the top of the hat what the tier 6 ones are tied to. But it'll be appropriate jump to tier 7. Yes. Appropriate area jump. Oh, they want the Extra Life DLC to have the Tiernan Butterfly epic. Jay says they can't wait to hang out with Kat at unreasonable times in the morning.
It'll be a blast.
Cubert73 says, gotta run. Thanks for the stream.
Thanks for hanging out.
Hoff Diddy, any chance for legendary trinkets? I don't think the inventory would support legendary trinkets. Or because the tab is pretty jam-packed as it is. We had to smush the runes button onto there. So trying to add a 5th trinket to all 4 trinkets would, not look great. Would require UI reworking. Also, where would they come from? Yeah, where would legendary trinkets come from? That's weird. Cool Guy Man says, I'm sad no Desert Bus character in Idle Champions. I don't play Crusaders. I'm not quite sure why we didn't do stuff at Idle Champions for Desert Bus, but
too busy with other things, probably.
Yeah, well, and a champion has a lot more work involved in getting it in.
Loading Ready Run does have a D&D show, or
Yeah.
at least they have in the past, so probably always a possibility.
Yeah, it just never comes up. It's definitely easy to do for Crusaders, for sure. I think we're still in the stream is probably canceled for Idle Champions today. If that hasn't gone out yet, or unless Dylan has to catch a nap over lunch, and then because Hope can't reschedule. So there may not be Idle Champions stream this afternoon if you're an Idle Champions fan. X-Lade, let us buy legendary trinkets with catalysts. And Hoff Diddy's like, craft them. Maybe. But that's been our Crusaders stream for... It is the 12th, isn't it? Thursday, yeah. November 12th. I've been Erika. That's been Kat. Jay's been on the CNE Games account being awesome. And thank you guys for coming out and asking your questions and winning the raffles. And we'll see you in the Q&A next week and stream probably next Thursday.
Yeah.
See. Bye.
All right. Bye.